Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Best Damn Critic in the Universe. This is episode 14, and I will be reviewing Live by Night, starring and directed by Ben Affleck. So, Live by Night is the story of a Boston gangster who gets in a bit of trouble, and after a short prison stint, he goes to Florida to get revenge on a gangster who has fled there. And in the process, he, you know, opens up Ybor City for the Italian mob and has some fun there, I guess you can say. So let's get into characters. Now, Ben Affleck, obviously, like I said, he stars in it and he directed it. So he's the main character. His name is Joe Coughlin, and of course he's from Boston, so he has that atrocious Boston accent. If you've seen the town, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's just atrocious. And Ben Affleck is really hit or miss. Like I loved him in The Accountant; it was a perfect role for him. But this just doesn't suit him. He's supposed to be a gangster with like a heart of gold sort of situation, which is highly unrealistic. And it's really not. I really don't think they should have had that angle with him. I wasn't impressed with his performance. Now Robert Glenister is Albert White, who is the antagonist. It's who Ben Affleck's character Joe Coughlin wants to get revenge on, and he does a good job. I gotta say, if you watch Game of Thrones, he's like Ramsay. You love to hate him. There's so much to hate about him. He's sleazy, he's slimy, and he's a terrible person. So you'll love to hate him. And now Zoe Saldana is Joe Coughlin's girlfriend and becomes his wife later when he goes to Ybor City to take over the rum and liquor trade, whatever. And she does a good job. She's put in there to counteract his gangster stuff. She's not a good girl herself, but she counteracts his gangster mentality, I guess you call it. And Chris Cooper is Chief Figgis. He's chief of police for Tampa. And just to make one thing straight, Ybor City is part of Tampa. So when I say Ybor City, I mean it's part of Tampa. So just for any confusion. So he is Chief Figgis, chief of police for Tampa, like I said, and he does a good job. He skirts the line. He in that gray area between crime and corruption and being trying to be a good person. So, like for instance, he says to Joe Coughlin when Joe Coughlin sees him, he tells him, "You can operate here, here, and here. Don't go beyond here." And he's like, "Remember, I'm not corruptible," which means he'll let him do his business, but you can't spread to other parts of the city. So he's trying to basically contain Joe Coughlin in his little area of Ybor City. And Dion Bartolo, who is played by Chris Messina, is Joe Coughlin's right hand man in Ybor City, and he helps him. And I have to say, I didn't like the support. The main actor Ben Affleck, but I loved the supporting actors. I mean, they did a great job picking people perfect for these roles, especially Chris Messina, who played, like I said, Dion Bartolo. He was great. They invested a lot of time in these supporting characters, and if you've been watching my reviews, you know how I harp on films for not investing time in the supporting actors. And I'm so glad that they did it because it made the film so much richer. Like, I would have hated the cast if they didn't invest any time or have good supporting actors. And I loved it. So kudos to them for that. But still, Affleck was a bust in this one. What can you do, right? So now on to the storyline. Now, the storyline was a bit slow. I mean, the first 30 minutes, action packed. The last 30 minutes, action packed. But like the in between wasn't when he took over the city and was regaining control, like gaining regaining control. Because it's not a spoiler, but he had a little proxy war with the Ku Klux Klan, and they showed a montage of people getting shot, like not even people getting shot, people dead. But maybe if they would have had some, not even gun battles, but some of the assassinations, it might have breathed some life into the middle of the story. Like the middle of the stories pretty boring. There's action parts kind of sprinkled in the middle hour of the storyline, but not much, not really much to keep you captivated. It didn't put me to sleep, but it wasn't like it didn't, flow that well. It kind of got stuck in certain situations. So they could have fixed that, but like I said, the beginning was good and action packed, the end was good and action packed. And then the ending, I liked the ending, I have to say. The ending was something you will not expect. For sure. Just pay attention to the story in the middle. Even it's because it's during the what's it called, the middle boring parts, but that contributes to the actual ending. So pay attention if you're gonna watch this. So yeah, the story was okay. It was okay. So finally, production value. Now the production value was good with the costumes and stuff. Everything was appropriate to the age. The 20s and 30s. The he had the guys with the fedoras and the double-breasted pinstripe suits, and then in Florida you had the guys with the cotton suits, the fedoras, and the open collars, and the women had the flapper girl hats and the flapper girl things that they had around there. I don't even know what they're called, but they did good with the costumes and stuff, I have to say. Now camera angles, it was like mediocre, so I gotta say the costumes were great, camera angles mediocre. So my final prognosis, my final review, it's a 5 out of 10. It's not the best movie. If you have something else to do, don't let it ruin something else you're going to do. But if you don't have anything to do and you like Ben Affleck, why not? I personally didn't think it was worth the movie ticket price, but whatever. All right, so before you guys go, please, please, please like and share this video. I'm getting about 25 views per video, and I would really appreciate it if I could get 30 to 50 or 40 views so we can keep this thing going, keep it rolling. And please like all my social media, my Facebook page, follow my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when you follow my Instagram, please put on my post notifications so you know exactly when I upload a video. All right, thank you for watching.